So I've talked about the actual number in the past. I do not do that anymore. But it has been mind blowing considering I went from making $40,000 a year at some point, and I shared that 2 years ago I made 768,000. It's still in that area. It's a little more, which is great. But yeah, it's absolutely changed my life. It's incredible.
Why have you decided not to share now? How did you think about that?
You can go a little bit too, like, swing a little too far with things, and I think if I kept bringing it up, I didn't want it to come across as crass, and I didn't want it to come across as like, oh my goodness, you make this much money. And it's also, I don't want to set an expectation for people that they can make that much money. I am a white man. That is embedded privilege that other people, we've seen in the pay transparency series that I've talked about, we've seen on the algorithm. There's so many people who will do double the work that I do and they will get paid less simply for how I look. And I felt like I don't want to, and even though I mentioned that in all my videos, I was like, I don't want to also sound like, oh, it's so easy to make $1 million, because there's so much that goes into it beyond just content and posting structure. We live in a world where, idealism doesn't exist, and there's people with biases, and there's so many people in marginalized communities that are doing incredible work and just haven't been able to break through those barriers. And I just didn't want my kind of salary transparency to come across in a negative light of like, yeah, Bran, it's easy for you to say that this is how much money you can make because you're privileged, and I am privileged. So I think it just made sense to kind of back away from that a little more.